feels heavy, but you still have to function. There are seasons of life when everything feels heavier than usual. Not dramatic enough to stop the world. Not visible enough for everyone to notice. But heavy nonetheless. You wake up tired. Simple tasks require more effort. Conversations feel harder. Decisions feel heavier. Even small responsibilities seem to carry unexpected weight. And yet, life keeps moving. There are bills to pay, people to care for, meetings to attend, meals to prepare. Responsibilities that do not disappear simply because your heart is carrying something difficult. This video is for those moments. The moments when life feels heavy, but you still have to function. One of the hardest parts of these seasons is that they often go unseen. When someone breaks a leg, people understand why they are struggling. When someone loses their voice, people understand why they are quiet. But emotional weight is often invisible. Grief, disappointment, exhaustion, uncertainty, loneliness, burnout. Sometimes people carry these quietly for months, sometimes for years. They smile, they work, they show up. And nobody realizes how much energy it takes simply to get through the day. When life feels heavy, many people make things harder by expecting themselves to perform as though nothing is wrong. They expect the same energy, the same productivity, the same enthusiasm, the same emotional capacity. And when they cannot meet those expectations, they criticize themselves. But perhaps this is not the season for being at your best. Perhaps this is the season for being gentle. Perhaps this is the season for doing what is necessary without demanding perfection. Sometimes survival is enough. Sometimes maintaining the basics is enough. Sometimes getting through the day is enough. When life feels overwhelming, the mind often looks too far ahead. It tries to solve everything, fix everything, understand everything, carry everything at once. That is usually too much. Instead of asking, how will I get through the next year? Try asking, what is the next thing that needs my attention? Not the next 100 things. The next thing. One conversation, one email, one meal, one walk, one breath. Heavy seasons are often navigated one small step at a time. There is a tendency to believe that growth must always look dramatic. Big breakthroughs, major transformations, life-changing decisions. But sometimes growth looks very different. Sometimes growth is showing up despite exhaustion. Sometimes growth is keeping promises despite disappointment. Sometimes growth is choosing kindness when life has made you tired. Sometimes growth is simply continuing. Do not underestimate the courage required for that. What you may. Heavy seasons. Advice is often abundant. People tell you what to fix, what to change, what to improve. But sometimes what a person needs most is not advice. Sometimes they need permission, permission. to move more slowly, permission to rest when possible, permission to lower impossible expectations, permission to acknowledge that something is difficult without turning that difficulty into an identity, without believing it will last forever. If life feels heavy right now, remember this. You do not have to carry the entire future today. You do not have to solve every problem this week. You do not have to become a different person overnight. You only have to meet this moment, then the next one, then the one after that. Life can feel heavy and still move forward. You can feel tired and still continue. You can carry difficulty and still take another step. Not because it is easy, but because human beings are often stronger, steadier, and more resilient than they realize, especially in the quiet seasons that nobody else sees.